Okay, so you're likely going to see a bunch of news about OpenAI's code interpreter that has been released to GPT-4 Plus subscribers. It's coming to you this weekend if you don't already have it. To find it, you're going to go into your settings down here and into beta features, and it will be right here, code interpreter. You turn it on, and like any new chat, you're going to go to code interpreter and select it versus the default. Okay, so once you do, listen, I had no idea what to expect or how to use it. So like any first impression, just ask Chat GPT or GPT-4. So I came up with this question: what are some ways to visually represent this data? It's from a course interest survey. Let me show you what it is. This is just an upcoming course on generative AI that I'm going to be offering that is cohort based, so live teaching with also asynchronous online content. And I took away emails and all that, so you can't tell who this is. But this is how I mean, it's pretty messy, right? And for me to go through this and try to figure out like where everyone is, to figure out time zones, to when to offer the live sessions, I asked things like, what is your most important motivation for considering this course? And that was an open field response. And I'd have to go through, and yeah, there's not many here. There's like 90 or something like that. But I just wanted to play. So I literally just loaded this file up in the code interpreter window. You just use this little plus down here to do it. Now, OpenAI says that no files are stored beyond this chat session. Again, just be mindful of what you're uploading. Not suggesting it's stored longer or not. Just, again, be prudent, be wise. So I literally had no clue. So I just uploaded the file and I said, here you go. What are some ways? That was all I did. All of this, it determined that what kind of values, it determined the rows, it determined the columns. It told me that some rows and columns had no information in them at all. And then it made some suggestions. I still hadn't prompted it beyond the original prompt. So it made suggestions and it said, well, let's show you. So it started to clean up the data and it suggested I'm going to give you a bar chart on current job title, histogram, pie chart, and it just kept working and working and working. And this probably took less than 2 minutes. It described each of these graphs for me and then displayed them. So that was sort of the first work. That's just that sort of doing the cleanup. Same here. Let's get to the actual charts here. So you can see it then just continue to work. It just continued to work to show me charts and how it looks. So distribution of importance of access to the teacher. So I asked a question like, how important it is to you that you have access to the facilitator in a live session, me. And you can see pretty good distribution. Now that was literally just a row or a column in here. And yeah, I could have pulled this stuff out easily with an Excel and done something, but why not have it do it for me? Super easy. This was number of responses over time. So when I released the survey, it peaked and then trailed off. So kind of interesting. Word cloud, I'm not a big word cloud guy, but hey, anyway, it's kind of good to see the titles of the people that responded. This was very useful. So this is the top 10, not only, but the top 10 time zones, because if I'm going to do live teaching, I'd like to know the distribution of time zones so I can try to sort of get it right so it's not too annoying for people. So anyway, this is literally based off this one prompt and a tiny, tiny amount of data, just super, super helpful. So I'm just going to try something live. So there's a column that I asked in the survey, what is your most important motivation for considering this course? And it's an open field, all right? So it could be a whole host of things. So I just said, how might you display the data in the column that asks for that? And let's sort of see what comes up here as it types out all. Okay, so it's suggesting a word cloud, bar chart. I'm just going to pause it until it sort of delivers something. Okay, so it first gave me word cloud. Again, great. I'm not a huge word cloud fan. It suggested a number of other ones. I tried to force it, but just because the back end of this isn't connected to the internet right now, it's somewhat limited, and it tells you that. Although it did give me the code if I wanted to take this code and use it in a Python environment and all that. So I just basically was playing here, trying to come up with some other ideas, and landed on just a text length analysis. So again, an open field response. The lengthier the response could indicate more passion, more interest in the course. So just kind of looking at my overall distribution, as expected, most were short, but there's some outliers. So maybe I want, that's indicative of, that's an ideal student, because they shared a lot in their open field, and maybe look at those students or understand better about sort of how to make this course appeal to more people, and hook into sort of their passion and interests. Anyway, Code Interpreter, OpenAI, it's fantastic, and just play with it, get into it, and see what you can do.